Okay, so I'm going to try to touch on this the best that I can. I apologize, my memory sucks. And I want to make sure that I'm touching on everything that you've mentioned. We're going to read through this entire thing and then go back over it. So you said, I'm currently 371 pounds. Your highest was 418 pounds. I understand your back pain. First off, congratulations. You have to work through that pain. Eventually the pain would subside. I'm saying this because I was at that point with back pain. Plus, I used to be on oxygen, and I used to have to sit in the shower in order to bathe myself. I'm no longer at that point because I told myself I need to get rid of the bath chair and get myself off of the oxygen. I work towards doing that. I am no longer on oxygen, and I now can stand in the shower and clean myself without getting out of breath or having back pain. I'm young, and I want a better life for myself instead of making myself lose mobility. I'm going to say with the utmost respect to you, your care team probably feels like you're making excuses for everything. They can only help you when they're seeing that you're trying to help yourself. From the few videos that I've come across on my FYP, you seem to be blaming everyone but yourself and making a whole lot of excuses. So let's touch on this part first. Like I said already, congratulations on the weight loss. That's very awesome, and I hope that you're doing better and continue to lose the weight if that's what you're wanting to do. Yes, I know I have to push through the back pain, and if you've watched any of my videos when I'm doing my hoop exercises, you can clearly see that by the 3-minute mark, I'm starting to be in pain. When I'm doing longer videos, you can see I'm starting to be in pain, and I do push through it. By the time I'm at 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes, and I call it quits, my back is to the point where I'm going to collapse, where my back is going to give out. So go back, watch some of my videos where you see I'm doing the hoop exercise. You will see where I am pushing it. I can only push so far until I literally collapse because my back gives out. And then that helps nobody. Now I'm stuck on the floor. If I can manage to crawl over to my chair, I might be able to help myself get up. Otherwise, I'm stuck on the floor until my roommate is home, is awake, whatever, to help me up. So I do push through. I do. Go back and watch some of my workout videos. You will see the pain on my face. You can clearly see where I start to slow down in my movement because I'm in so much pain. But I continue to push through. Yes, there's more I can do. I am learning that as day by day goes. And that is why today I started going for walks. I've done a 20-minute walk so far today. I'm going to do some more. As for my medical team not seeing me try on my own, there's plenty of opportunity for them to see that I'm doing it on my own. They see that I'm using my feeding tube and I'm not eating. They can see that I'm trying to work out, especially when I'm talking to them about what I'm doing. They can see it when I have lost some weight so far. Yes, it comes back, but I have tried, and I'm keeping persevering and continuing to try to lose the weight. I am actually trying. You said that from the few videos you've seen on your FYP, I'm not trying and I'm making a lot of excuses. I don't know what videos you've seen. Maybe go comment on those ones and tell me which ones you've seen. Because I'm not blaming anybody. What I've said is I have a lot of medical conditions that don't help with this weight issue. I am to blame. I'm going to put 75% of the blame on myself for eating wrong as in the wrong foods, the wrong portions, not moving enough. That is all on me. However, I would say 25% of my weight issue does come from medications and medical conditions. My sleep medication that I have to take, otherwise I don't sleep, is a weight gainer. So I have to fight against that. Insulin is a weight gainer. So I have to fight against that. Now, these aren't excuses. I'm just giving examples that there are medications and there are medical conditions that make it difficult for somebody to lose weight. My PCOS makes it very difficult to lose weight. Not impossible. I just have to work harder, and that's what I'm working up to. Part 2 said, if you feel walking the halls is a burden, then walk the stairs, which will allow you to sit at any point on the step when needed. Now, I'm not saying walk up 10 flights of stairs in one go. Maybe this week, each day, walk up to the next floor above, then back down. Then next following week, walk up 2 floors, etc. Being sedentary and on a daily and only a little bit of movement, such as going to the bathroom or kitchen or your living room from your bedroom, your body is used to that movement on a daily basis. Your care team sees that you are not emotionally, mentally, or physically ready for weight loss surgery or weight loss medications. And you should thank them for that, because if they give you the quick fix tool, then you're not going to make the necessary lifestyle changes needed for it. Show them that you can make improvements on your own, and they'll give you the necessary tools to continue. Okay, so let's talk about the stairs. No. Danger. I am not very, I have poor mobility, and which comes with also poor balance. Now, that said, I've always had poor balance. Ever since I was a kid. My knees can tell the story of that. Right now, doing the stairs is a bad idea. I know it's just a suggestion. Doing the stairs is not a bad idea. I am not very steady on my feet. When I'm walking in the apartment, it's a small space. I'm okay. When I go to walk outside, I wall walk. Or I use my friend as support if I need to. Or I'll use a cane. I used to walk with a walker. Currently don't have one. Waiting for a new one. Long excursions like going to medical appointments that are in hospitals, going shopping. I need to be able to sit down when I need to. My one medical appointment, I have to use a wheelchair. I'm not allowed to walk out. But, like, going grocery shopping for the household, going shopping in general, going out and about, I have to use a wheelchair at this time because I don't have the ability to just stop and sit. Stores don't have chairs around, right? And again, no walker, so can't just take that and sit when I need to. But that also makes it less productive if I was having to sit down every 5 minutes, because I can only walk for 5 or 10 minutes without having to sit. Instead of a 20-minute grocery shop or a 20-minute shopping trip, it's now going to take me an hour. So I have to use mobility scooters or my wheelchair for those. But I am trying to walk more. My appointments I had yesterday, I walked into those. My friend needed to stop at a store. We didn't have my wheelchair with me, actually, at that point. We had left it at home because we were trying to we needed the van for other stuff. So, I didn't have my wheelchair, and so I had to try and walk the store. I was able to do that for about 20 minutes, which I think helped in my weight loss that I see today. And then I walked a bit last night as well when we went to see the holiday train. I was in a lot of pain, but I did it. Now, I had to go out to my vehicle before my friend did because I could no longer walk in the store. I was ready to collapse. So I am doing what I can. Perhaps watch more of my videos because you're obviously not seeing everything I am doing. As for my doctors not providing me with weight loss surgery or weight loss medication, you're incorrect for the reasonings. So again, you're making assumptions, you're saying stuff without actually getting to know me and ask me questions. Why do your doctors not approve you for surgery? Why do your doctors not put you on weight loss medication? And I would say to you, well, last time I was denied for weight loss surgery, it was because my sugars weren't under control, I didn't have a psychiatrist, and I was on a feeding tube. Well, my sugars are now under control because I've been put onto an insulin pump. I finally have a psychiatrist because there was a new psychiatrist that came to town accepting new patients. Prior to this, there was no psychiatrist in town, at least none accepting patients. So how can I get a psychiatrist if there isn't any available? And then I'm on a feeding tube because my stomach is paralyzed. Or at least paralyzing. I have delayed gastric emptying. So I'm on a feeding tube. That's still here. I'm still on a feeding tube. So the chances of me getting surgery, not counting on it. Because I still have a feeding tube. And they're convinced that that means I can't eat after surgery. Meanwhile, it was actually one of the bariatric surgeons that suggested I go for bariatric surgery so that I could get rid of the feeding tube. Weight loss medication, not in the books. GLP-1s cause gastroparesis, so it would make my condition even worse. So I am doing what I can. My doctors just, my family doctor just doesn't want to help. It's the truth. The reason I say that's the truth is because I'm doing my part. So I've stopped eating altogether and put myself on the feeding tube so I would be at a calorie deficit. I am now only getting 1,250 calories in a day. That's my formula and the protein powder that my dietitian has me on. The dosage of that stuff, again, controlled by my dietitian. That's all I intake in a day. Plus, been drinking water. I completely gave up pop, if you're American, soda, and anything carbonated. Since starting this weight loss journey, I think I've had a total of 3 coffees. And I've been doing this for a month. A little over a month. So I've had 3 coffees in a little over a month. I used to drink that daily. I've given up food. The only thing I ever eat is if I am having a sugar low, I will have, as per my diabetic nurse, 2 packages of these. I don't know if you're American, Canadian, what, so I'm showing you, because if you're American, you don't know what rockets are. These are literally just sugar candies. 2 packages of these, as per my diabetic nurse. It's the only thing I consume, and only if I'm having a sugar low, like I had in the night. Other than that, I'm not orally intaking food. So, the fact that my family doctor has not said anything about my weight, nothing about my blood work. I have contacted him twice since having blood work. My dietitian sent him a letter on top of that, stating she has concerns about my blood work, and she would like him to go over my blood work with me. Nothing. My endocrinologist, he's doing everything he can to help me. My GI specialist, she's doing everything she can to help me. They're doing their best. But unfortunately, they can only do so much. Now, as well, my family doctor, I don't even really put blame on him, to be completely honest, because with my family doctor, he can only do so much too. If the bariatric clinic denies me surgery, even though their surgeon told me to have the surgery so I could get off the feeding tube, then my family doctor's hands are tied. He knows he can't prescribe me GLP-1 or any other weight loss medications because they all do the same. They slow down your metabolism to make you not as hungry, which in turn slows down your digestion, which can cause gastroparesis. And they think that's what caused mine. So they're not going to put me back on medication that can cause the condition I already have to be worse. All I'm asking, and I apologize if I came across as harsh or anything like that, I do appreciate you coming forward. I do appreciate you telling me about your story and what you did. And I am working towards all that as well. Everybody's journey's a little different, though. Everybody's body's a little different and reacts differently. Yes, you are heavier than I've ever been. You're heavier now than I've ever been. And you're able to move better than I am. I know people that are smaller than I am that have difficulties with mobility as well. It could just be that I have mobility issues and it's being blamed on my weight because, yes, I'm morbidly obese. Yes, I'm way too heavy for my body. But the two may not even be linked. Or I could have done damage from being so heavy. Right? Any of this is possible. I'm working and doing everything I can and starting to do more. What I'm not willing to do is put myself at risk of injury or hospitalization or anything like that. The bath chair will remain until I can actually safely stand for 20 to 30 minutes. Is that longer than I need to be in the shower for? Probably. I mean, it takes, 5 minutes to lather up your body, another 5 minutes to wash your hair, get out. But I want that extra time. Standing in the shower is not going to happen. I don't have shower bars. I'm not allowed to install shower bars. I'm not getting into that with anybody. I know the laws behind disabilities, but I'm not willing to argue that fact, okay? I'm not allowed to install shower bars. I can't afford to buy the stick-on shower bars at this time. Perhaps once I buy a new insulin pump, I will buy those. But right now, every extra penny I have is going into savings because I need a new insulin pump. That is priority number one above anything else. If I have extra money, it's going into savings. I also have to pay off some people that I owe money to, and they are aware that my insulin pump's coming first. The reason I mention that is because just part of my journey, right? So I don't have the option of having any of the safety devices in my shower, so the chair stays until I can stand for 20 to 30 minutes without support. And I'm hoping by starting to walk more and continuing to push through with my hoop exercise, continuing to do my physiotherapy, I'm hoping that all of that will improve. But it's going to take time. So you can sit here and you can assume, and I say assume, that I'm making excuses when this is just my life. This is how it works. It's not my excuse. It's not an excuse that I was denied surgery because I have a feeding tube. It's not an excuse that I can't go on GLP-1s because it causes the condition I have to be worse. It's not an excuse that my physicians are not helping me in losing weight, are not talking to me about losing weight. I've brought it up. There's nothing they can do for me, is what I keep being told. I don't know whether to believe that or not. I don't know of anything else they can do, though, so I'm forced to believe them. Other than weight loss surgery, other than the GLP-1s, what more can they do as doctors? Tell me to exercise. Tell me to eat better, which, again, right now on the feeding tube, I'm only eating 3 cartons of formula a day and 1 scoop of protein powder in a day, 1,250 calories total, as prescribed by my dietitian. I am only intaking water. I've had 3 coffees in a month's time compared to daily. Giving up soda and anything carbonated. Not even getting sparkling water, like nothing carbonated. So maybe watch more of my videos. Get to know me. Get to know what I'm going through. Right? Everybody is different. Everybody's journey is going to be different. I do appreciate everything you said, though, and I do hear you loud and clear. But get to know me. You'll see. I am actually trying. I really, truly am. And I'm proud of myself for how far I've come. There's a lot further I need to go, because by this time next year, I'm hoping to be at least 100 pounds lighter. That's my goal. And I'm working damn hard to get there. And I can't wait to share that journey with everybody.